A person called Garden Room has very sweetly written to me on the comments and said that I've not given Liz Truss any time before condemning her. Well, I'm not absolutely condemning her. I wish her well. I hope that her policies will eventually bear fruit. I am always very optimistic and positive about the country. However, Liz Truss has form. She was Foreign Secretary. She made a pig's ear of that. Liz Truss is the person who didn't know which sea she was talking about. She's the person who recommended that we send mercenaries to fight in Ukraine, which is against our law, and it set up the people who did fight in Ukraine as foreigners and as people who had invested in a new life in Ukraine. It set them up to be harangued as potential mercenaries. And she did very little to help them. They're now thankfully back in the UK. But again, what a mess she already caused when she was facing off, playing chicken with Lavrov. She did so without having read her briefing notes. She didn't know that Rostov-on-Don was quite an important city in Russia. I know people who live in Rostov-on-Don, or at least I knew them before they escaped. And if she can't do her homework, if she can't prepare when she's got a job like Foreign Secretary, how much less is she likely to succeed in the top job? Well, let's see. Within 1 week of actually doing the job, after 2 weeks of running around the place looking for photo opportunities, coattailing the new king, she made a pig's ear of that as well. An utter pig's ear. Now, let's say that's fine. Let's say we can forgive her. Let's say we can, some teething problems. I'm prepared to accept that as well. So then, where are the measures to repair the damage she's done to those people seeking mortgages, who've had them denied, to those people who have seen their own mortgages rocket in the last week? Where is she going to get the extra money to pay off the debt that has been taken on because the Bank of England had to step in to shore up the pound after her Chancellor's misadventure? We hear nothing of this. All she's doing is she's saying she's listening. She's not even apologising. She's listening. Well, we can all listen, but if we've done something wrong, then we apologise and we repair the damage we've done. She's not repairing the damage she's done. She's listening and she's doing her own thing. She's just being caught out. This is the person who has been found wanting in the school playground and meekly says the words that she's sorry, or says the words that she won't do it again. But she has no intention of doing so. She has no intention of doing anything. She's simply being found out. Her apology is worthless. Well, in this case, she hasn't given an apology. She's simply said that she's listened. She's heard. Of course she's heard. We've been shouting at her down YouTube for goodness knows how long. I haven't given her a chance. I've given her every chance. And more than that, she's got a Home Secretary who doesn't give others a chance. She's got a Home Secretary who dreams of hurting people. I'm all for removing illegal immigrants, but only when they get to that point. The only way to define an illegal immigrant is for them to have completed all the paperwork and to have been rejected, and then to have failed to have got out of our country. If we don't want to accept people who come to our country, if we don't want to offer them hospitality, then we have to get out of the 1951 Refugee Convention. It is so simple. And as for saying, as other people have said, that Albania is a perfectly safe country and people shouldn't be travelling from Albania and seeking refuge elsewhere, well, many Albanians are not coming from Albania per se. They're coming from other countries where they have lived. So they might be ethnically Albanian, but they are living in Kosovo, Serbia, Bosnia, and so on. I have no idea. I can't see into their minds to see why they're claiming refuge in the UK. We might have a suspicion that they are dodgy. We might think that they're trying to cheat the system, but until we've done the paperwork ourselves, we can't know. And that paperwork isn't done because the Home Office is ill-equipped to deal with the numerous asylum requests which are flowing through its offices. If Rees-Mogg actually wants to do something useful, he will move so many of these civil servants that he says he doesn't want into the Home Office, retrain them and get them to deal with that backlog which is clogging up our system and making it almost impossible for us to do anything except make ideological and absurd slogans which will never come to fruition, which will never mean anything. And if they should mean something, that will mean the end of our role as a civilized nation. The moment that aircraft taxis off the runway to Rwanda, we cease to have credibility.